line. DeShonta clears Phil LaForge. Will kick off, and we are just moments away from getting going. LaForge puts toe to leather, and we're underway here in Charlottesville. Cam Ross will let it bounce through the back of the end zone for a touchback, and we'll get our first glance of this new-look offense. Chandler Morris at the helm.
I mentioned in the open, chip on his shoulder coming here, wants to prove the world that he can do it at a Power 4 level. Kendra said it wouldn't be here necessarily without the relationship. His dad coached with Tony Elliott for 4 years at Clemson. Their first day on the job at Clemson was together. Started at the same point. Obviously, Tony Elliott's experiences at Clemson, big reason why he's the head man here, and there's a lot of belief in what number 4 can do for this offense behind center. And
get ready for it because, and you mentioned it in the open, so many new players, both freshmen and transfers that we will see today. One of them is Jamari Taylor, the new tailback, gets the handoff here and immediately hits the hole hard and still doesn't go down. Gets beyond the 30, so gain of about 5. Avion Jones brought him down, but that gives you a great look at Jamari Taylor, first and foremost in an orange uniform.
And you mentioned Avion Jones comes flying downhill, but they love this guy.
Coming from North Carolina Central. And Coach Tony Elliott says, yeah, I remember some kid at Virginia Tech, Bashal Tootin, who went to North Carolina A&T. They're hoping for the same lightning from this guy right here as Taylor gets another carry close to the first down, going to be about a half-yard shot.
Walter Payton Award finalist last year, coming from the FCS level. That's the award for the best player at the FCS level. They were raving about this guy. There's not a thing that you could read or listen to that they're not excited about what he brings to the park. But the guys in front of him, too, offensive line-wise, they went heavy in the transfer portal with that unit. That unit's got to get going to block ultimately for Taylor. There was some injuries in the offseason as well.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned it. They brought in a ton of offensive linemen. 2 projected starters got hurt before the season began. So let's see how that line holds up throughout the course of the day. Ooh, big hit. Again, it was Jones. Jones is ready for the season to begin, but Taylor picks up the first down.
Jones has said enough of this fall camp thud tempo where I'm not able to take guys to the ground. Look at Avion Jones come downhill. Anytime an offensive coordinator sees that, though, a safety coming that aggressively downhill, get ready for the play action over top, trying to take a deep shot down the field over his head.
Virginia's used 3 straight running plays to start this game to pick up the first down. Now Morris is going to throw. Over the middle, has a receiver open at midfield. That's Jamal Edrin, who picks up about 13 yards. And Edrin, another one of those transfers coming to Charlottesville from Purdue. Got a flag down well in the backfield. Let's check that marker first.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 19, 15-yard penalty. Automatic, first down.
Darryl DeBerry, our referee today with this ACC crew. First, the pass.
You see the decisiveness right away. They call the deep post down the field. Not there, safety over the top. Hit the curl right there in the middle of the defense. Seeing the experience, hanging in the pocket. Morris not the biggest guy, but he knew right away.
Savon McDowell with the little bit of an extra hit there late. Tack 15 yards on, and the Cavaliers are in business. Morris rolls the pocket. Downfield, just beyond the outstretched hands of his receiver. Zach Cody did a nice job in coverage to knock it away.
We were expecting to see a lot of this. Chandler Morris, they said, it's the best quarterback. Des Kitchens, his offensive coordinator, said it's the best quarterback that I've coached at throwing the ball on the run. Expect to see a lot of this season. Not only to the right, which is what you see oftentimes with the right-handed quarterbacks, but also going to his left. Incredible play by Zach Cody. Recognizing the concept, knowing he's getting a flood route, meaning a deep out towards his side, breaking off, and making a play on the football.
2nd down and 10. Morris is going to keep it around the right side, give him maybe a yard. Going to bring up 3rd and long.
Coach has talked a lot about his speed. You won't see a lot of designed runs per se. Right here, they're trying to get that inside run play. If the defensive end crashes, it's a good job by Coastal Carolina. That's when Chandler Morris can pull it. Now a 3rd and long situation. You're right on that fringe of potentially 4-down scenario. Wouldn't be surprised if they go something underneath and give themselves a shot to go for it on 4th.
What about Coastal Carolina's defensive coordinator, Jeremiah Johnson? You bringing heat here?
3rd and 9, that's what that 3-3-5 does.
They rush just 4 over the middle. Ball tipped and almost picked off, but it falls incomplete. So Marion Gordon in the middle was able to get a hand on it. And they'll bring up 4th down. Now what do you do here? Decision time, to your point before. Is it 4-down territory, or did you try a field goal? Looks like they may be trying a long field goal here with Will Bettridge.
Yeah, 4th and long. You don't like that from a playbook standpoint, obviously. They're going to try this thing. Great play on that last play by Gordon. They're really excited about him. The USC transfer plays that dog position, as they call it, which we'll get into more throughout the game.
52 yards on this attempt. Hold is down. The kick is up. It's close and just below the crossbar. That might have been good from 51, but it counts as a missed field goal in the book. Still scoreless here at the 12:06 mark of this first quarter. Well, I mentioned Coastal's been to 5 straight bowl games as a program. They've really built a winner down there in Conway, South Carolina. And Tim Beck is in his 3rd season. He's taken this team to 2 straight bowl games. What do you make of how he's guided this club?
Yeah, I love his temperament. And he went on the road and got himself a new offensive and defensive coordinator. So the exact opposite of Virginia. Drew Hollingshead will be his offensive coordinator, a Mike Leach disciple, which anytime you say that name, obviously perks up the ears of all college football fans.
Snap infraction. Offense number 57. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
An inauspicious beginning for this new offense.
I don't know if I've ever seen that call on the first play of your season. That center must have really, usually that happens when the center is illegally replacing the football. Usually there's a warning there before they call that one.
And an experienced center, team captain Zach Elam. So it's 1st and 15. Empty backfield for MJ Morris. Morris looking to throw. Down to the flat, couldn't hit his receiver, Malcolm Gilly. Transfer from Ball State. Emmanuel Carnley and Ethan Minner teaming up on coverage.
Right away, you're seeing what this offense wants to be. Empty formation, all 5 receivers out, a lot of quick game. They're going to put trust in MJ Morris to operate this system. A big reason why he won this job is his experience, his command, ability to get the ball out of his hands quickly, but he's got to also protect the football as well.
Javen Simpkins is in the backfield with Morris. It's the receiver on the outside, makes one man miss, close to the 40. That was Bryson Graves on the catch. Pickup of 10 yards. And they want to move quickly, too. This was something else we wanted to see from Coastal. How quickly will they move in this offense?
Bryson Graves on that swing pass right there, too. They're really excited about him. 3rd and 6, though. Have to think they're going to pass it. Graves has been their go-to guy all fall camp. Who do they go to here?
Gilly in motion now. Sets up at the bottom of your screen. He's looking that way. Morris now is going to tuck it and run. Does he have enough to get to the marker? He's going to be about a yard shy.
They're going to try to rush to the line of scrimmage. See if they can catch Virginia subbing. Coastal Carolina did not sub, so they do not have to wait for Virginia to get set.
Are they going to go for it here? 4th and 1 from their own 43. First possession of the game. They do. The snap is over Morris's head, and they're going to blow it dead. That play looked completely dysfunctional from the start.
Yeah, that H-back, the up-back. Brooks Johnson, number 11. He got going too early.
Snap infraction. Offense number 57. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
And that will almost certainly bring on the punt team.
See if we can see what's going on. Those 2 snap infractions I mentioned on the first play. Yeah, he's fist pumping. It's like in basketball when you try to get the defender up in the air. Obviously can't do that to the center spot.
That offensive line will work things out. Emil Sebafundi in the punt for Coastal. High end over end kick. Cam Ross is going to let it bounce and bounce out of bounds at the 28-yard line. 35-yard punt. Virginia back with the ball for their second possession when we come back. Still scoreless here in Charlottesville. Players coming or going was bringing in Chandler Morris.
Malachi Fields, that departure is significant as well, because I want to find out today who's going to be that receiver one, if they're going to have a receiver one this year.
Great look at Morris's legs right there, picking up 9 yards on first down, and you heard the crowd here. They're excited to see that.
What a luxury that is for Tony Elliott, too. You call it deep pass play, trying to take a shot. Protection breaks down, your quarterback can make you right.
And now they want to go quickly, and they've got a tailback that can help move the sticks, and it's Jamari Taylor, and they'll do just that. Taylor comes out, Xavier Brown comes in. Expect to see Brown, Taylor, Harrison Whaley, the transfer from Wyoming, who's a little bit of a bigger back, so in more short yardage situations, we'll see Whaley.
I feel like they have a extremely deep running back room and receiver room. Just a matter about how all those guys are going to glue together.
Fresh set of downs for Chandler Morris to operate with. Brown on the outside, picks up about 8 or 9 himself.
See the burst from Brown on that right edge. They quickly get the edge too, which was one of the concerns. They're facing a 3-3-5 defensive structure. That can mean you're sometimes light in terms of your run defense.
Virginia wants to go quickly as well. Brown again on the carry, near the yard to gain. Let's see where it's spotted. It's Marion Gordon again on the tackle. Maybe just a little bit shy. So third down.
Have to think they keep going to the well with these running backs. Wouldn't be surprised me if they, I guess I was going to say Wiley might be back there, but they're going to stick with the backs they've gone to.
Sticking with Brown. Third and less than a yard. Give us to Brown. He's met in the backfield and driven back. He'll lose a yard. Jaden Bryant leading the Chanticleers. And now a decision for Coach Elliott. Fourth down and the better part of 2 yards now at midfield.
And they were excited about Jaden Bryant's ability to rush the passer. That time he's getting it done in the run scheme. Mentioned that 3-3-5 scheme. Well, the way they do defend against the run is creating angles, confusing the offensive linemen, not allowing them to have double teams easily because there's a lot of linebackers and a lot of moving pieces. Certainly worked out for him there on. Here we got a big fourth down for the Cavaliers.
Strength of this offensive line on the left side. You got Boley, Josie, and then the center Wilson. Let's see if Virginia opts to go that way. And we're going to have a timeout. Tony Elliott.
Charge timeout. Virginia, they're first.
Elliott, Des Kitchens. Didn't love what they saw. We'll come back. We'll have fourth down for Virginia when we do.
Dudes
in the end zone.
Baby.
Yes, absolutely. Excited about this new look Virginia Cavaliers team facing a 4th and 2 from their own 47. They've split Jamari Taylor out to the top of the screen. Now he comes in motion. Morris looking to throw his way. Rush up the middle, incomplete. Found a receiver, and that was Jaden Thomas, the transfer from Notre Dame, but he couldn't squeeze it as Zeke Campbell brought the pressure up the middle.
Yeah, 4th and short. They like to go empty formation. Don't always see that, but they're going to go a little mesh concept. Looking Jaden Thomas going right to left. He does a good job sitting down there right in this window. Great timing. Just got to come up with that. Obviously, you'd like it 6 inches higher, but that's one that they're going to want back.
Good break for Coastal Carolina as they'll take over now in Virginia territory, their first time today. Simpkins, the tailback, in motion. Quarterback draw. Morris will be lucky just to get 1 or 2. Flag comes in late, right at the point of attack.
Personal foul. Illegal hands to the face. Defense number 15. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Man, what a swing of 2 plays right there. To get a 4th down stop and a free 15 yards. Coastal Carolina's in business now.
Hunter Osborne, the transfer from Alabama. Number 15, right in the middle of your screen. See the hands up underneath the face mask of that offensive lineman. So you're right, you get the turnover at midfield. Now you're 15 yards deeper into Virginia territory. You really haven't done much offensively, but you've got a great opportunity here.
Exactly.
The two freshmen, Javon Edwards and Dominic Nicely in the backfield too. That's Nicely. Nicely was the Virginia High School Player of the Year. Coastal felt like they were very fortunate to be able to pick him up. And as a 5'9", 193-pound freshman, he's going to get a lot of run.
Yeah, they were raving about this guy. Obviously playing Virginia, it makes you think, man, how did he slip through the cracks? We said, hey, we were on this guy early. He wanted to play, which is something you see in the transfer portal era. Maybe go to a smaller school just to get on the field right away.
Go to him twice in a row, this time after a 6-yard gain on first down, brought down by Landon Danley for no gain at all. Maybe even lost a yard. There's a good look at Danley. Cam Robinson, one of the starting linebackers, is out for Virginia, so it's going to be Landon Danley and Trey McDonald kind of sharing that linebacker spot until Cam Robinson is healthy.
Yeah, and they were battling for that position. It's a big loss for Virginia. Cam Robinson is certainly the eraser type of guy you'd like to have right here on a 3rd and 4.
Robbie Washington in motion to the top of your screen. Simpkins in the backfield. Morris is looking toward Robinson. That's a dangerous pass, and it's almost intercepted. Bounces in the air, and it's going to be ruled incomplete. Donovan Platt.
That's the exact same concept they opened up with on the very first play of the game. Double slants to the field. That first play of the game, it almost got picked, or it was at least into jeopardy. That time, Morris hangs onto the rock just a little bit too long. Have to think that first play may have been in the back of his mind. Allows Virginia in this secondary that's got a lot of moving pieces, a lot of transfers they got in the spring window to go make a play.
Kenan Afrute is in for a 42-yard attempt. And he just gets it over the crossbar. 3 points in the books, doesn't matter how it looks. Counts all the same. First points of the game from Coastal Carolina as the officials are talking things over, but I don't see any laundry on the field. We do have a flag. Oh, it's right there on the 25-yard line. So right at the line of scrimmage. The officials will talk it over, and they're talking with Tim Beck. And it was, remember, it was 4th and 4.
Yeah, they're pointing to the sticks almost as if they're asking Beck whether or not he wants to take points off the board.
What are you doing here? You taking points off the board?
You're on the road, you got nothing to lose.
I think he's going to go that route.
I would. There we go. Looks like
illegal formation, defense, 5-yard penalty, results in a first down.
That could be a costly penalty.
legal formation. Fans at home might be asking, how the heck does that happen on a when you're the defensive team on a kickoff? Usually it's lining up over the center or hitting the center. That's the only thing I could think.
Lining up directly over the center, right?
Yep. Unforced error, obviously can't have it, but some of those are to be expected in week one.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that this weekend already, and we just saw it here in this game. Javen Simpkins back at tailback. There's a fresh set of downs now for Morris. Looks to throw again to the end zone. Receiver almost made a spectacular one-handed catch. Donovan Platt, who broke up that last pass play on third down, there to break that one up as well.
Platt's asking for offensive PI. That was phenomenal coverage. You're always taught to use the sideline as an extra defender, as a corner. He's going to press him all the way out there. Tries to give the fade ball. Lucky it was underthrown. If that was a good ball, the fact that Platt didn't get his eyes back, could have got him caught. But what a big decision that was for Tim Beck, though, to take points off the board. I don't think every coach would do that. It's a big one.
Nicely on the carry. Big hole, bounces it outside. Gets a push from his own teammate, gets it inside the 15. Devin Neal eventually brought him down, but it's a gain of 7 on second down.
This is always the area in the field if you're Tim Beck in this Coastal Carolina offense with your new offensive coordinator, Drew Hollingshead. You talk about an air raid offense. They've been known sometimes to stall when you do get in the red area because they're built to have the vertical passing game. How do they adapt their offense And you're seeing it right here. This is the first time they bring in a 2 tight end look on 3rd down, trying to pick this up.
3rd and 3. We move one of the tight ends to the left side. High snap. Morris has to go back and get it. Still loose. And Virginia has it. How about that for a turn of events? You kick a field goal, you take 3 points off the board, hoping for more, and the turnover gives it back to Virginia, and we're still scoreless.
And he gave up all the momentum as well. 4th down stop, get the field goal, take the points off the board. Now the Cavaliers have all the momentum.
Lots of issues for both teams in terms of the center quarterback connection. This time it comes to bite Coastal. Still scoreless. Still scoreless here in Charlottesville. 5:22 left to go in the first quarter. Virginia forcing the first turnover of the game after Coastal had kicked a field goal, took points off the board by accepting a penalty, and then turned it over. Well, Max, I know you're trying to figure out what's going on with this new offense for Virginia, but one thing's pretty clear. They are committed to establishing the run.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's a mindset thing, too. Get this offensive line going.
Good pickup by Xavier Brown. It has been a 1-2 punch so far with Taylor and Brown, and it's been effective.
See him do tempo as well. It's probably another strategy to get him in rhythm. On one side, you want to get Morris involved. The other side, you want to establish the run as well.
Brown cuts it back into the teeth of the defense, picks up 2.
This defense is flying around. Remember, it's a new defensive coordinator for Coastal Carolina, Jeremiah Johnson. This was a defense that was 108th in the country last year. So Tim Beck went into the coaching portal, for lack of a better term, and got himself a new DC over there. This group so far has shown out well.
It's Jeremiah Johnson who led Louisiana Tech to one of the top defenses in FBS last year. Louisiana Tech always won games 52-49 in my book, when I think about that.
False start. Offense number 60. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
But not lately, as Jeremiah Johnson really turned them into a defensive power last year. He's hoping to do the same this year with Coastal. And this will help his defense as Virginia moves back 5 yards. Taylor split to the bottom of your screen. 5 wide outs, empty backfield. Morris to throw. Oh, no, that's a dangerous throw on the move. Marion Gordon again defending on the play.
Yeah, they only rushed 3. They dropped 8. That's the Jeremiah Johnson, new defensive coordinator.
He's got a beard that you would expect for a guy named Jeremiah Johnson.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The old Robert Redford movie.
It was a great conversation in the coaches meeting. Throwing a lot at Chandler Morris early. We've seen a couple of those throws that are almost picked going the other way.
3rd and long. Taylor in the backfield with Chandler Morris. Morris to throw. Pressure on the outside. He's forced from the pocket. Now he's going to have to make it happen on his own. Good tackle in open space. Shane Bruce, the captain of this defense, doing a fantastic job to bring down Morris and force a punt.
You said it, fantastic tackle. He triggered quickly. He came quickly downhill, and there was a receiver there. He could have dropped into coverage as well. Instead, he elects to go right down the box. Chandler's going to rush to his right. There's a receiver there. He could have dropped into coverage. He knows Morris wants to run and has the strength to bring him down. They say Shane Bruce, he's that leader of that defense, the big alpha, a 6th-year guy, 2nd-year captain, getting it done there.
Daniel Sparks will punt it away. Puts a good leg into it. Fair catch made at his own 10 by Bryson Graves. And that's where this Coastal Carolina offense will come back out onto the field.
Backs to Luke Falk, the Pac-12's all-time leading passer, Gardner Minshew.
Morris to throw. Incomplete, trying to find Cameron Wright. Donovan Platt's been all over the field in coverage. There's Hollingshead.
Notice a lot of that, just like Mike Leach, he's on the sideline calling plays. You don't always see that from offensive coordinators. I thought what Hollins had said about, hey, now that we have iPads that can watch the plays after each drive, it's a no-brainer for, in his opinion, to have an offensive coordinator on the sideline so you can get the temperament of guys.
Play fake from Morris, and he overshoots his receiver, who was well covered in the first place. And that is, again, Donovan Platt.
They had a corner battle coming into this game, at least through one quarter. Donovan Platt, he showed up and really physical. Nothing easy on that sideline. So we go 3rd and 10. Wouldn't be surprised if they try to throw short and run for it, expecting Virginia to play a softer coverage.
They'll try and get it on the ground and won't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
It's an excellent stop by Maddox Marcellus. He's another one of those backup linebackers getting an elevated role with Cam Robinson out. And what a stop this is, triggering right away. And man, does this help your punt return team as well, because now Coastal Carolina's backed up.
Emil Sebafundi again in the punt from the end in the end zone. Good kick, fair catch called by Cam Ross. Makes it at his own 48. Coming up next, the ACC Network quadruple header capped off by 16th ranked SMU hosting East Texas A&M. It's also available on the all-new ESPN app, so you can check that one out. Mustangs coming off a huge year last year. Unbeaten ACC play. Only loss in the regular season was to BYU before falling to Clemson in the ACC championship. So I think it's always interesting. We talked so much about the newcomer to the ACC and SMU. Great first year. How do they follow that up this season?
I love their quarterback, Kevin Jennings. He's one of those guys that doesn't really get talked about nationally, but in his 3rd year on campus, 1st year as the full-time starter, wouldn't surprise me if he takes a big jump.
Taylor trying to find a crease, picks up a yard.
Feels like so far through this first quarter, you've had the run and good moments there for Virginia, but they haven't been able to marry it really with the pass game. It's been, all right, we run it well for a few plays, and then now we're passing, and it doesn't feel like they have that rhythm yet. As we said right on cue, now they're going to go empty, and again, trying to get Chandler Morris, and his skill set is those quick passes, short game, get the ball out of his hands quickly.
They move Taylor up to the top of the formation. Got rid of it quickly. Catch made by Taylor, so he shows his hands and his athleticism to go get it.
That was a rocket, too, from Morris. Made the comment in the open, throws like a little shortstop. Get the ball out quick, accurate throw. It's a big deal, gets you to 3rd and manageable.
Now inside of Coastal territory. 3rd and a long 5. Taylor in the backfield with Morris.
Only 2 guys with their hand in the dirt for Coastal Carolina. A lot of different blitzes and looks they can throw at you.
They bring just 3, but they still get pressure on Morris. Now he throws downfield, hits his receiver open inside the 30, inside the 25. Still on his feet is Cam Ross, and he's all the way down to the 1. 46 yards on the pitch and catch, and he almost got in, but Samarian Gordon got him with the shoestring, but Virginia wants to go quickly here.
Man, can you see that speed right away? They said this guy's the sleeper, is going to really come on as the season goes along. Good job by Morris escaping the pocket. And then boom, right there. This guy's a return specialist at JMU last year. Finding a way to break loose there.
Break the huddle quickly. Morris is under center, pitches it. Taylor scores. With 1 second left to spare here in this first quarter, the Cavaliers finally get on the board, and Bettridge is in to make it a 7-0 lead. And he splits the uprights.
Really the first big play of the game, explosive play of the game. It works out well for him. They're gonna go a little out route. Chandler Morris breaks down. At that point, it's just get open. The defender gets lost. Ross gets separation, gets to the second level, and at that point, it's a foot race. You're gonna see a lot of that, or at least this Virginia staff's hoping of it is when Chandler Morris breaks the pocket, things break down. That second play after the original play is called, that's where explosives happen.
Just 4 plays to go 52 yards. And the orange out. That'd be their new man. Their new men. Morris, Ross, brand new connection here in Charlottesville.
For a play like that, Tony Elliott can exhale. Because that's what we've seen all fall camp. That's more like it.
Malcolm Gilly back to return this kick. And he won't have an opportunity as it sails into the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Saw a lot of his skill set on that drive. Just a few plays, getting the ball up quickly, taking those hits, utilizing his legs, breaking the pocket. Gotta like that drive. Now it's the other Morris's opportunity to respond.
They'll start this drive from their own 25. Javen Simpkins in the backfield. The end around. Washington, transfer from Miami. Doesn't have very far to go. Maybe picks up a yard to end the quarter.
It's a great job by Jason Brevard coming downhill.
Game, our guys are playing hard, and I like where we're at right now.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Guys.
All right, thank you, camera coach. Morris got rid of it on the screen. Now he's got blockers in front of him. He'll pick up a first down. The tight end, Brooks Johnson. Picking up a much-needed first down for Coastal Carolina.
It's an excellent play call. Coming off a break, get your tight end screen, delayed screen, no pressures coming, can leak it off to him. Great play call.
Look at Tim Beck's coaching experience. Look at those schools where he was offensive coordinator, and another positive play for Chanticleers. Picking up about 5, maybe 6 on first down.
We talked about it in the open, that last stop. NC State offensive coordinator there, him and MJ Morris, his new starting quarterback. He recruited MJ, they were together for a year. Now back together, hoping for a good 2025 campaign.
Morris to throw. Downfield, receiver covered very well. Emmanuel Carnley, transferred to Virginia out of Miami. Never even played it down for Miami. Was at Arizona, transferred to Miami. Then after spring practice, entered the portal again.
Welcome to the portal era.
Yeah, Virginia was lucky to have him.
Come in, check out South Beach for a little bit. You know what, the same for me. Then we could pop up north and start for Virginia.
Very different look, Charlottesville from Coral Gables.
From the desert of Tucson.
They're down here for MJ. Changing the play. Inside of 5 on the play clock. They're going to blow this one dead as Coach Beck wants to talk things over. Didn't like how they were having to rush to get that play off.
Prior to the snap, timeout. Coastal Carolina, their first 30 seconds.
It's big third down coming up because they finally got a little momentum offensively. Wants to keep this one going. Later on tonight, after the East Texas A&M SMU game, ACC Huddle Final Score crew will wrap up the entire day for you. They've got highlights, analysis, interviews, the players and coaches. It's all right here on the ACC network and the all-new ESPN app. Great shot of the hill here at Scott Stadium. Campus was alive this weekend here in Charlottesville. absolute Chamber of Commerce day. Sunshine, not too hot. Students all back on campus.
Chamber of Commerce Day, I like that.
No question about it.
That.
You can wear your overalls with one of the straps hanging low if you want. Do whatever you want. You're in college. What do you care?
And they get 7 of these home games to rock the
overall look. Yeah.
Overalls.
Third down here for the Chanticleers. Well, the Cavaliers bring pressure. They bring just 4. Morris. Beautiful catch. She was not in bounds, though. His receiver, Jamison Tucker, preseason All-Sun Belt Conference receiver, made the catch, but he's out of bounds.
Daniel Rickard had the pressure on MJ. Only rushed 3, Virginia did. Dropped the other guys. Packed the box, then dropped the rest. Rushed 4 and used a little tight end game. It's a good job getting home. This is a defensive line that Tony Elliott's been raving about all offseason. Feels like that's the group. That and the offensive line has the depth that they didn't have in years past, is why he's so confident in this roster.
Ross with the fair catch out of zone 8. Cavaliers will take over when we come back. Up 7 here in Charlottesville. So let's see if the wisdom of having them repunt it comes to fruition here for the Cavaliers. Chandler Morris stays warm. And it's blocked. That was a great call to have him re-kick it. Caleb Hardy came in and blocked it. And the Cavaliers picked up about 65 yards in that process.
Man, special teams. You had the Coastal Carolina taking the kick off the 3 points off the board, and then right there a punt block. This is a great job, and it was easy too. He didn't even have to sell out. Concede 26, didn't even dive, got ball first, don't need to worry about the contact after. Virginia special teams unit coming up big.
Brown picks up about 4 on first down. What do you make of Chandler Morris so far? Just a little over a quarter into this game.
Yeah, statistically, I mean, there's just that one long pass on the broken play, but I mean, that broken play is why they're so excited about Chandler Morris and what his legs can be. He can operate from the pocket and then also make you pay when things break down. I mean, statistically, it hasn't been impressive. I mentioned 2 drives ago that it feels like, you know, they're still trying to figure out what this rhythm is. Do they want to lean on the run and have the pass play off of it? Do they want to be pass first and have the run lean off of that? I think coaches and players are all trying to settle in.
Morris to throw. Sings it complete to Edrin. And the big fella picks up a first down inside the 25.
That's what he did a bunch at North Texas. Just quick routes, seeing open windows, getting the ball out of his hand.
Pressure on the edge, throws it behind his tailback Brown. It falls incomplete as Chandler Morris got dumped. That didn't feel good.
He has been taking some hits. Jaden Bryant on the pressure there. Again, this is a Virginia offensive line that's also trying to settle in as well. They went to the portal heavy. Some new faces across that board. Guys that have played football, but trying to gel together. Got Jaden Bryant there. Him on one side as a pass rusher. Darian Henry Young is the pass rusher on the other side, number 15.
Quickly out to an open receiver, makes a move inside the 15, still on his feet down, inside the 10. Shane Bruce came back in coverage, but 13 yards later, and Cam Ross again shows you why he is so slippery in traffic.
It's just 2-on-2. Backer sucks into the box, spin it out in a bubble screen, make a man miss, and that's what Cam Ross does.
Going to the end zone, inside the 5, down to the 2-yard line, a big hit. That was Dakota Twitty, the tight end. Miles Muyung delivering the blow, but Virginia wants to go quickly. Second down. Whaley in the backfield will get the handoff, cuts it inside, lowers his shoulder, met right at the goal line and couldn't drive his way in. They'll mark it at the 1.
Whaley's that bruising back for Virginia. We've seen Taylor, we've seen Brown, now Whaley at 5'10", 212. This is when he needs to eat. goal line guy, short yardage guy. Tony Elliott wants to feed him the rock. Notice the different tempos that Virginia's able to do. Huddle in there. The previous 4 or 5 plays were all up tempo, keeping this Coastal Carolina defense off bounds.
Morris directing traffic. Direct snap to Whaley, fakes like he's going to the right, and goes right up the middle for the score.
His buddy Jamari Taylor got a rushing touchdown earlier this half. Whaley says, I want in. Creative design right there. No need to waste time utilizing that mesh. Let's just direct snap it to our big back and have him go head on with this Coastal Carolina defense. That's going to be a tough matchup for them. He gets in for 6.
Bettridge for the try. Make it 7. All right, thank you, Kelsey. That's huge. I don't know if there's a coach in the ACC that needs a big win like that would be than Mike Norvell at Florida State.
Totally, and it's funny because from a big picture perspective, you kind of sleep on Florida State. People mention Clemson and Miami, and then there's like that pocket in the second tier of, you know, Pitt, Georgia Tech, North Carolina, Louisville, SMU you mentioned, and then we forget to mention Florida State. I know last year was a dud, but they're not that far away from being an elite team.
Clearly, with this performance today against Alabama, big day in the ACC, as we mentioned. This is the 3rd game of 4 on the ACC network. Let's take a look at some of the scores from around the rest of the league. There you go. Tennessee really had Syracuse on the ropes all game long. Syracuse scored a little bit in the latter parts of that game.
That Louisville offense showed out too. Syracuse a tough one there. I think they really missed Kyle McCord and what he was for that offense and that passing attack. And then you mentioned Florida State, and then the big one, Battle of Death Valleys. That'll be a fun one. And Pitt too. I mean,
that's what I thought you were talking about, the big one. The Battle of, what would that be called? Pitt and Duquesne, the Battle of...
Battle of Pittsburgh. The Battle of Oakland, as the locals say.
What do they call the valley there? Is it like the, I don't know, Susquehanna Valley or something?
Oakland's the hill up on top.
That's right.
Yeah.
Pass incomplete. MJ Morris and Coastal Carolina really have had a hard time getting anything going offensively. I heard Coach Beck talking with Kendra about it, but even since that interview, they really have not been able to put anything together. A couple of little runs here to get the ball to midfield on one drive, that's it.
And there's been nothing over the middle pass game-wise. It's been all outside lane stuff and then some run game things. Mike Leach in his air raid back in the day, you know, made a living off mesh concept, crossing routes, receivers sitting in windows across the middle. Forced this linebacker, you know, who we mentioned, Virginia. They got some backups playing, forced them to cover.
The freshman nicely knifing his way inside. That's a decent pickup of 5 yards on 2nd down. Devin Neal, a transfer from Louisville, making the stop.
Man, is this a big 3rd down right here. Virginia's got all the momentum. Coastal hung in there in the 1st quarter. I like that play call I just said. Look for crossers across the middle. Got a little bit tighter splits. Wouldn't surprise me if they go to that.
Chanticleer's 0 for 5 on 3rd down today. Crowd here at Scott Stadium getting involved. They bring pressure. Ball deflected as he tried to get it to Edwards. 4th down. Kazim Moore off the edge on the deflection.
It's the exact concept I call, a little bit of a mesh concept. They're going to have crossers coming here in the back out the back. First progression is the back. It's a great job by Virginia making a play, covering it, confusing that offense. That first progression's not there. Got to work back to your other crosser. Wouldn't be surprised if MJ Morris just pre-played that play in his head.
The Aussie Seba Fundy had a punt block last time. This time sends a howitzer downfield. Finally picked up by Cam Ross, but deep in his own territory, and he's surrounded. 57-yard punt. Not a whole lot on the return for Cam Ross. ACC Huddle crew, they're on the road next couple of days, Thursday or tomorrow night rather, at 6:30 Eastern. They're going to be in South Florida. 1 hour pregame show, get you ready for Miami hosting Notre Dame. How about that rivalry early on in the season? That'll be a game on ABC. And then Monday at 7 o'clock, they'll be in Chapel Hill, setting the stage for Bill Belichick's Tar Heels debut. They're going to play TCU. That's going to be a good game, too. 8 o'clock on ESPN and on the app as well. So ACC Huddle on the road before 2 huge games rounding out this weekend. Morris to throw quickly. Has his receiver. That's Trell Harris. Flag down, and he was down as well. And now he gets dumped late. Crowd wanted a late call, won't get it.
The ruling on the field is the runner's knee was down. Second down.
No flag, just the knee down.
It's still down
No,
there.
there is a flag, yeah, on the far side.
A lot of flags today
Had a lot
inside the box, which is unique. Sometimes you get the procedural penalties.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense. Penalty enforced after this to the goal. First down.
That was bizarre because that happened pretty quickly on the play. Usually unnecessary roughness is after the play, extracurriculars.
Didn't catch a number on that one. Tony Elliott's not very happy about it. Raced a minimal gain on first down, but it backs him up even deeper in their own territory.
Huge opportunity for this Coastal Carolina defense. Got Virginia backed up. Be interesting to see if they bring pressures, play soft. How do they handle this situation?
Taylor dancing his way back to the original line of scrimmage. Picks up about 6. Kendra, what do you got for us down on the field?
Well, guys, something to look out for is Wallace Uwamba. I watched him come out, and he was kind of limping a little bit, and he was working with some of his teammates to try to push off, but so far he's still on the sidelines right here. Remember, he was a transfer that they liked a lot coming into this one, so something to look out for with his lower leg, guys.
Yeah, Kendra, they also need that depth because they're already without a couple of offensive linemen that are out for the rest of the year.
Avion Jones has been flying around. Good coverage there on the little arrow route, getting the back out. Yeah, back to the Wallace Unamba. That's a big deal. He was the offensive lineman that, because Monroe Mills, who was the big-time transfer coming in, they were expecting him to be one of the mainstays on offensive line. Umamba's the guy that had to step up. So now you're going even deeper into that depth.
Without McKeel and Thomas as well out. 3rd down and long. They tried to get it to Taylor to hope he could make it after the catch, but Zach Cody ensured that he would not. So a good defensive stand that time by Coastal. They'll get the ball back in good field position, most likely.
Great job getting a little bit of momentum back on their side. Credit that punt, too. That punt was a big one that pinned him back there, and then you get the penalty, and they went even further back. Good field position change right there if you're Coastal Carolina.
Daniel Sparks hit a 57-yarder on his last punt attempt. This one not as good. Rolls out of bounds at the 49-yard line, and that's where Coastal will take over when we come back. Down 14. Maryland, that didn't work out. Now here he is with Coastal, and the Chanticleers hope that he is the answer with this new offense. And right now, Virginia has all the answers.
What a tackle by Ethan Mentor. Again, these safeties flying around, no hesitation, little swing pass. No need to wait. You know where the ball is. Go trigger, go make a tackle. The converted quarterback, now safety. His instincts on display there.
Loss of about a half yard on the play. Great field position for Coastal to start this drive. If they can make anything happen. Pressure from the Cavaliers. Morris gets rid of it, and it's dropped. Bryson Graves had an opportunity to make a play and couldn't bring it in.
It's a good job by Morris getting the ball of his hands. Pressure barreling down on him. Hit the check down. Just got to catch it. Until they're trying to open up this pass game, trying to force the issue. This is an offense that came into this game really trusting their offensive line, but you get behind 2 scores, you can't be methodical in the run game. You got to start passing it.
If you're defensive coordinator John Rodzinski, are you just bringing pressure? I feel like you can really rattle Morris now, and you've been able to do it.
Had success rushing forward.
Morris, he's still looking for somewhere to go. Using his feet. Ducks down just before the big hit comes, but nowhere near picking up the first down. Kazim Moore again bringing pressure off the edge.
They've had success showing blitz or showing 5 or 6 bodies and then only rushing forward, dropping one of them out and getting MJ Morris thinking. See Coastal Carolina and Beck searching for answers offensively. Did some good things those first couple drives, but it's been absolutely nothing since.
6th punt of this first half for the Chanticleers. The Aussie Sebafundi is getting to work out in today. Cam Ross, fair catch at his own 9. So far for Virginia, some of the key plays for the Cavaliers that have helped them forge this 14-0 lead.
Seen a couple of these botched snaps. Got momentum back on their side, and then this was the broken play. This is really the only explosive play we've seen all day today. Chandler Morris utilizing his legs, getting outside the pocket. And then special teams came to play. Not only here with the block punt, but remember, Coastal Carolina took off 3 points from the board. They missed, they made a field goal. There's a penalty versus Virginia. They got the first down, elected to keep rolling with that drive, and that's where that bot snap over MJ Morris's head happened.
Morris, the play fake, has time, has a receiver open as well, making the catch at the 35, banged out of bounds close to the 40, but Trell Harris, first time I think we've mentioned his name today.
Yeah, and it's a good sight to see if you're a Cavalier fan coming off a hammy and knee, was limited during camp, but you can see the speed there. Again, moving the pocket with Chandler Morris, a little half roll to your left, get the defense thinking, over route back to your right.
Brown lowers his shoulder, still moving. Get about 7.
It's an opportunity for UVA to go up 3 scores, really separate themselves in the game, and then obviously on the other side for Coastal Carolina, got to get a stop here, try to give your offense one more possession before half. Been impressed with the way Virginia's mixed up the tempos. They got me guessing. I'm not sure if they're going to go hyper speed and go quick or slow it down like they just did right there.
Timing was all wrong on that play. Had Cam Ross in motion.
False start. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
And that's the risk of mixing up tempos. You get your offensive line rolling. They're not thinking at all. You slow up, you start thinking, you're holding your stance for a while. You're not sure why it's taking so long. A motion guy's coming behind you. And that happens in week 1.
And that's Noah Josie, veteran grad student. So it's 2nd down and 8. Powering through is Noah Vaughn, so some ball carriers getting some run here for the Cavaliers. We've seen Taylor, Brown, Whaley, and now Noah Vaughn.
That's a good sign, too. They're running off tackle right. We mentioned Wallace Unamba is out. That was behind Jack Minter, the reserve right tackle.
They're just going to keep feeding Vaughn right here, and he picks up a first down and then some. See the offensive linemen there slapping helmets. They're loving this kind of action.
And Tony Elliott's loving the fact that he's got 4 running backs that he can go to in the first half. Deep running back room, and he said it during fall camp, Tony Elliott did, of this is the deepest roster that he's had in his 4 years at Virginia. Took some time to get the resources in place, but got to be optimistic if you're a Virginia fan about what this season could be, seeing the plays like that.
Oh, that was a dangerous throw as had Jamarian Wayne in coverage. Cam Ross and Morris tried to force it there. Falls incomplete. Kendall Douglas down on the field.
Well, you guys just mentioned how the O-linemen were pumping each other up. I talked with Drake Metcalf. He called the O-linemen a melting pot. He said you got guys from all different schools with so many tools in that tool belt that you can use and possibly have. He said they bring in new tricks, new tips, and it's made them a lot better O-linemen every single day, guys.
Yeah, now they're relying on Jack Whitmer, graduate student from Cy-Fair, just outside of Houston. Wide open. Another play by Harris. Look what he can do when he gets the ball in his hands. First down inside the 30.
Seen that a couple times, and you see it across college football early on in these games. Week 1, week 2, which team can tackle better? We've seen this Coastal Carolina secondary miss some tackles in space, or Virginia making them miss, coming up with some big plays.
Sips that one inside. Beautiful pitch and catch, and Ross scores!
See how decisive Chandler Morris is with this football. His eyes go left, moving the safety, snaps it back to the right. Quick enough so the safety can't get involved. Linebacker can't get involved. Excellent job by his eyes. If that ball's not driven, that's either a kill shot or that's an interception. The experience on display right there for Chandler Morris.
Instead, it's the culmination of a 90-yard drive. Morris 3 for 4 on that drive for 74 yards. It's the best he's looked all afternoon.
Take another look at that touchdown right here. Chandler Morris is going to take his eyes to the left to not let that safety get involved, and it's a seam route right down the middle that then bends towards the post. Go get that green grass. If he's late, even just a 1/10 of a second, it allows the other safety to get involved, the other backer to get involved. That's not going to happen with Chandler Morris. He's played too much football at too many stops. He knows what the defense is giving him. Comes through there.
Cam Ross with now 3 catches for 88 yards and the score. You can already tell these 2 new players here at Virginia, they've got a special connection.
Yeah, coming into this game, a big question was Malachi Fields, right? Virginia star receiver a year ago. Now he's with Notre Dame. Notre Dame said, this guy's really good. I want to go get him. So then the question was, hey, who's going to be that receiver 1 for Virginia? And today, maybe it's different in week 2. But Cam Ross filling in there, they feel really good about this bunch. They might not necessarily know, hey, Fields, we're going to have a guy like that per se, but the depth, I think they have a lot more guys they can go to this year.
Morris keeps it himself. That's a big hole to run through. He runs to the 34.
It's interesting talking to offensive coordinator Drew Hollingshead this week, who's obviously an air raid guy like we've talked about. And he was talking about Cliff Kingsbury has really brought the quarterback run game to the air raid concepts with Jaden Daniels and obviously Kyler Murray before. Seen a little bit of it there.
Nice tackle on Robbie Washington. Ethan Minter makes another play as Washington had a full head of steam. He's able to move the sticks though.
Coastal Carolina going tempo, which if they get stopped, will give Virginia a whole nother possession. Sometimes you'd see coaches here slow up a little bit to try to not give the opponent another possession if they were to give a stop.
Washington in motion. Morris looks his way. Now he's going to go downfield. Good coverage. Incomplete. That was Jason Brevard. And he made the catch. What a catch. You got to be kidding me. That was Brooks Johnson, the tight end. I got to see that again.
They faked the bubble screen, a little tight end delay. That's a tight end making that catch.
They're not going to give us a chance to look at it again because they're moving. They were able to get the ball snapped. Simpkins got about a yard or so, but let's take another look at this from this angle.
Yeah, they're faking the bubble screen, and then Brooks Johnson is going to pretend to block. Oh my gosh, what a catch. It was backhanded too. He had to palm that and then secure it. It's one thing to make that one-handed catch with an open palm. That is a heck of a catch.
2-minute warning.
Because I'm with you. When they went down, I was like, that's excellent coverage. Johnson had other plans.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
Never know how the tight end position is going to fit in an air raid offense. Making catches like that, I don't think he's coming off the field.
We're going to find a place for him, but the next play doesn't go out very well for Coastal Carolina. 2-yard loss. Jameer Carter just clogging up the middle.
Mitchell Johnson also able to tackle. Virginia.
The two biggest plays have been to Brooks Johnson.
Game clock operator. Please set the game clock to 1 minute and 55 seconds. 1:55.
Moving the game clock to 1 minute and 55. Coming up next, the ACC Network quadruple header. It's capped off by number 16 SMU.
Game clock operator. Please set the game clock to 1 minute.
I heard you, Daryl. Knew you were going to jump in there. SMU taking on East Texas A&M. It's also available on the new ESPN app, so check that one out as well. It's coming up. Quadruple header, 4 games today in week 1 on the ACC Network.
Interested to see if SMU can keep the spark that they had in 2024 alive and carry it over to 2025. Got the quarterback to do it, and the head coach.
So that heck of a catch by Brooks Johnson. This Chanticleers want to make that one stick with some points here in the final 2 minutes of this first half, but they got to convert a long 3rd and 11 here to do it. Cavaliers show pressure off the edge. They bring 4. Morris dancing around trying to find some time. Now he's on the run. Gets pummeled as he gets it downfield, but a catch couldn't be made by Graves. Danley just absolutely leveled Morris when he threw the ball. 4th and 11. Morris has got himself a dirty jersey. He has been on the run and on the carpet more than a few times today.
I thought he had a little under route coming underneath from left to right that wouldn't have picked up all 11 yards, which is probably why Morris didn't hit it early on enough, but maybe could have got you in a scenario where you're 4th and thinking about it. Instead, you got to punt it away.
Maybe an opportunity for this Virginia offense to tack on a few more with 1 minute 45 left to go in the first half. Ross calls for the fair catch, but lets it sail into the end zone for the touchback. So you can never work on things enough. You get an opportunity here in this first game to work on your 2-minute offense that you've worked on a little bit over the summer, but now you get it in real game opportunity.
Chandler Morris's skill set is made for 2-minute, decisive, quick decisions, gets the ball out of his hands quickly, can distribute the ball. Last year at North Texas, he had 5 different receivers, over 350 yards. He's not going to focus in on a single guy. This is one of those drives that you, one of those scenarios that you're practicing all fall camp long. Now you get an actually opportunity to do it in a real game.
Empty backfield, 5 wideouts. Morris is going to run it. Design quarterback draw. Picks up a quick 8.
Light box, backers all split out wide with 5 receivers out there. Take what they give you.
Now Taylor's in the game. Fake it to him. Outside. First down picked up by Cam Ross.
It's a good job blocking on the outside by Jaden Thomas, too. The Notre Dame transfer. Notre Dame used him a lot for those scenarios. Got to create a play here if you're Coastal Carolina. Pressure, interception, something.
Virginia's got 2 timeouts on the board and 1 minute 11 to play with. Over the middle. Again, Ross eludes 1 tackler, falls forward, picks up about 13.
He's operating in that slot. It's an accurate football on the inside shoulder, allows that receiver and Ross to turn up the field, do something with it after. Yak, as they say, yards after catch.
That time Morris behind his intended receiver. That was Edrin.
Yeah, in Coastal Carolina, they're playing very much like a prevent shell, being very soft, which then doesn't really allow you to bring exotic pressures, so hard to confuse an older quarterback like Chandler Morris. He knows what he's getting.
Morris has time, dumps it over the middle. Down to midfield goes Dakota Twitty, the tight end. Luke Murphy on the stop. Timeout, Virginia.
Charge timeout. Virginia. Their third. 30 seconds.
Well, Cam Ross began his college career at UConn, then transferred to James Madison. Now he's here at Virginia, and he's making plays all over the field today.
At all positions, too. A little bit in the slot, a little bit on the outside. He's sturdier than I thought he was going to be. He's thick, and I feel like he's breaking off tackles, utilizing both the strength and the speed. He's been on the same page all day and really utilizing the whole route tree. It's been sitting in windows. It's been timing routes across the middle. I said it earlier, was going into this game wondering who receiver one was going to be after Malachi Fields left for Notre Dame this offseason. Well, the leading vote getter right now is Cam Ross with already over 100 yards.
It's a pretty good game's worth of action right there, and it's just in a half. We're not even done with this first half yet. You know Morris is going to look his way in the final 43 seconds of this first half here there at midfield. Big third down here, 3rd and 3. Morris is going to go up top. Has his man. Oh, the one-handed catch inside the 5 for Trell Harris. Virginia wants to go quickly. Morris gets him into position. Now we got to whistle flags all over the place before the snap.
There's no foul on the play for a defensive offside. The previous play of the catch is under further review.
Let's take a look at Trell Harris's catch, whether he was able to bring it in.
Chandler Morris is saying, I'm going for the home run shot. He had a guy open right at the sticks. He said, nah, Harris, go make a play for me. One-handed catch.
Now look at the tip of this ball. When he goes down, I don't know if you're going to see it on this look.
Wow, spinning, bobbling.
It's the other look that you're going to see. The tip of the ball, does the ground help him make the catch, or does he secure it before the tip hits the ground?
Updated
Watching
rule.
this one.
The ball can move as long as you do have it secured. He's got that clamped in there.
This is the one right here. Now watch the ball, though. Watch the tip of the ball. He's got it. That ball hits the ground there. It can hit the ground as long as you have control and the ground doesn't help you make the catch.
After further review, the ruling on the field of catch is upheld. First down, Virginia.
And that was what Remus Kozicka, the replay official, determined. That the catch was made before that tip of the ball hit the ground. So Harris takes one look at Brooks Johnson's one-handed catch and says, I got you, nephew.
Let me do you one better. Both number 11, too. Something in the water. You'll notice, too, that lead official said upheld. It's a new verbiage this year. It won't be no more stands or confirmed. It'll all be upheld if it continues to be a catch.
Under 30 seconds to go. Virginia still has a timeout. Morris looking to the end zone. Throws it into the corner. Off the hands of his intended receiver, Cam Ross. Marion Gordon in good coverage. 2nd and goal, 23 ticks.
That was a great throw right there, right on the spot again. On the right shoulder pad. Does often have the right platform too. A little bit of that shortstop energy. Putting right on the spot, really the only bad play that Cam Ross has had today.
Jamari Taylor now in, flanking Chandler Morris to his right. Morris going to throw. Looking entrance way, touchdown Cavaliers, flag down behind him.
We're going to get him for a little push off. Went in like he was going on a drag route, stopped to break out. We're going to get him for it.
Quiet to the pass. Holding. Defense number 2. That penalty decline. Result of the play. Touchdown.
That's what I get for trying to guess the play.
Wayne got a hold of him, but Edrin's a big fella, 6'3", 225 pounds. It's tough to corral 7 and orange.
He's like, Max, I'm big enough. I don't need to push off. Let me just run my route and do my thing. But it's what I said, a little drag route, sticks his foot in the ground, breaks out. A lot of crossers over the middle for this Virginia team in the second quarter. Coastal Carolina's expecting that. They know that. They break out, and they feed another receiver for a touchdown. This is the play I was talking about right here, too. You go a little in and then back out. Inside leverage on that corner. It's a giveaway when it's a tight split by that receiver. You know he's trying to create room for him to come back out. This is an excellent look right here, creating all that space coming in, then back out. Chandler Morris says, I got one progression and only one progression on that play. I'm trying to get the ball to 7 for 6.
The nightmare continues for Tim Beck as this Virginia offense really heated up here in this second quarter.
They were hanging in there in the first quarter. It was going back and forth there for a few offensive possessions each. Momentum swung back to Virginia. They've never let it go.
And that lead has gone from 14 to 28 in a hurry here in this second quarter. Makes a whole new ball game in the second half.
You've got a brand new offensive coordinator, like we said, for Coastal Carolina. And Drew Hollingshead don't want to lay a goose egg in the first half. We're excited about what this offense could be. Obviously, it's only one half of play, but been a struggle. We mentioned it, there's been nothing over the middle. It's all been contested stuff on the outside lanes, but credit to this Virginia defense, too. They've been tough in the run game.
Chanticleer's content to just run Jalen John in the middle of that defensive front. And go back to the drawing board in the locker room. Big half for Virginia. Huge second quarter for that man right there. The newest Cavalier, Chandler Morris, 28-0 our lead at the half. Kelsey.
Do something with the ball after the catch. Also like the fact that Ross has been running the whole route tree, lining up outside and inside, getting a little bit of everything.
Sitting down to Kendra Douglas on the field.
Well, guys, I caught up with Coach Elliott, and I joked with him. I said, you weren't playing about using your weapons. He said, yeah, Cam Ross, the transfer, is something they haven't had in their system before. He likes what he's seeing. As far as the tempo from Chandler Morris, he says they're still trying to figure it out. Would like for him to slow it down so he can get set into place. As far as head coach Tim Beck, he likes what he's seeing on defense, but said they got to get it going on the offense. They're out of sync, out of rhythm. Doesn't know if it's first game jitters, but they got to get it together, guys.
Yeah, appreciate that, Kendra. It's something that they've really got to get going here early. Down by 4 touchdowns, and Javen Simpkins now in the backfield with MJ Morris. An opportunity here to start the second half. Morris going up top as a receiver, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Minter. Flag down as he returns it into Coastal Carolina territory, reversing his field, and he's got blockers ahead of him. Inside the 5. Down at the 1. You got to be kidding me with that return. I don't know what the flag is. But Ethan Minter was running for his life. Get that man some oxygen. So all that work for nothing as we got to push the back early on in that return too.
It's like a punt at that point. No time to wait. Goes up and high points the thing, or the receiver tries to high point it, falls in Minter's lap, and then look at the ability to go right side. Let me cut it all the way back against the Greno. He switches hands with the rock to his left hand. It's a good job by Minter. Like you said, all for nothing, but right away, this Virginia defense, we were saying, and Kendra was as well, we need a big offensive possession for Coastal Carolina. Virginia said, yeah, not so fast. We had other plans this second half.
So right away, another opportunity to see Chandler Morris go to work. Ross, a little push pass. Another catch, another 6 yards. Miles Moo Young on the tackle. Ran into Miles' dad, Troy, on the elevator. He told me, I'm heading, I hope to see my son play today. I say, hope to see him play. He's going to start.
That's a last name that you're not going to forget. That jumps out if you're saying that in the elevator. Getting the ball to Ross, and man, it's got to be nice for this Virginia staff. You come in with a plan, you're expecting big things for Ross and hoping that he can pop this season. Did it right away in the first half of the first ball game.
I don't want to get Moo Young confused with Moo Dang.
Might go viral if you do. I don't think
Nice
Moo
job.
Dang's playing secondary.
No,
though.
someday Moo Dang could be a pulling guard.
Or a little defensive tackle. The anchor in this 3-3-5.
This is actually a big play here for this Coastal Carolina defense. After the offense gives the ball away in the first play of this second half, if they can get off the field, get the ball back to their offense.
We haven't called Zamarion Gordon's name. That dog defender, number 6, that roams in this defense.
First down. Still pushing the pile. Taylor picks up 8 yards.
Running right up the middle behind Brady Wilson, who was another big transfer portal get. Don't always say that about a center, but he was one of the top centers available in the portal. Virginia was able to get him. Running right behind him there.
Morris has a receiver wide open. Catch made by Cam again. 15 yards.
Man, they're featuring him, and it's a little bit of everything. You saw the jet sweep, Geno Smith touch pass a couple plays ago. This time it's a flood route, out route. We've seen a seam route. It's too easy, and see the arm strength as well from Chandler Morris. It's easy to see, hey, he's not the biggest guy. Maybe he doesn't have the arm strength there. No, he can rip it.
Procedure call coming up here against Virginia. We've lost Darryl DeBerry's mic. Maybe from overuse in that first half. They killed the battery on it. Not a lot of turnovers, as you see a lot in first games, but a lot of flags, and you tend to see those.
A lot of procedural stuff. And these schools have refs at practice, but no matter how much you do it in fall camp, a little bit different intensity when you get out here and
Formation
to
stuff.
cross the ball. Yeah,
like special
personnel
teams.
groups.
So Brown is in the backfield now. Morris rolls the pocket, hits Brown out of the backfield, juggled it at first, but caught it. Rolls out of bounds near the 30. Mark him at about the 32.
Utilized all 4 of those backs in today's game. Had that flood route Chandler Morris did again open on that play. Tim Beck searching for answers.
An H-back in the backfield now for Virginia. Brown got hit hard. Picked up maybe a yard. So it's 3rd and long.
Third and long. He missed a field goal around this range early on in the game. As a head coach, when you're up big, you don't want your field goal kicker missing 2 and losing his confidence moving forward in the season. So I wonder if they pick up 5 here, if they might go for it on 4th.
Trell Harris in motion. Morris is looking that way. Now he brings it back. He's got a lot of room to run up the middle. 20, 15, stays on his feet inside the 5, lowers his shoulder and down to the 3.
Oh.
He might be shaken up a little bit.
He took a shot at the end. He smelled the end zone and tried to get in there, and it was his left shoulder, and that is not the sight you want to see if you're Tony Elliott. That's the guy that's supposed to take this program to the next level.
We'll take a quick break and hopefully update you on Chandler Morris when we come back. Man, you just hope that's a stinger or a bruise or something like that.
Circumstances of what that looked like in real time.
So we get to see Daniel Kalin, the transfer from Nebraska. Direct snap to the tailback. And an easy score for the Cavaliers. Number 2 on the night for Jamari Taylor.
That direct snap action has served him well today. NC State's going to be scouting that for next week. No reason to waste time and have your new quarterback touch the rock, get it right in the hands of this running back room, which they love. Jamari Taylor gets in again.
Bettridge for the PAT, and it's good. Not lost on the fact that Chandler Morris' run was a great run where he got hurt.
It was. Navigating the pocket, steps over, steps up, says there's green grass, I'm going to take off, makes a guy miss, and then he gets maybe a little too confident, think he's going to truck stick a guy, and yeah, you're still 6 foot 190. And again, that direct snap. It's good action, trust that offensive line. We've talked about it. This is an offensive line that they feel much better about heading into week 1 this season than they did a year ago.
And they're without Grady Rosterhouse, who's a big quarterback that they use a lot around the goal line. Think about him in that type of action, because he can even be a lead blocker for you if you need to in that direct snap scenario.
You can have him and Chandler on the field at the same time with Chandler's legs.
Yes, there you see Chandler go into the locker room, Chandler Morris, so that may be it for his night. Certainly up 35 here in the second half. And the coaching staff did say they want to get Danny Kalin a lot of work tonight if they can, the transfer from Nebraska, so they get the opportunity here with almost a half left to go. Gilly from his own 5. Dropped at the 21.
On the same token, too, don't forget Coastal Carolina. They had a quarterback competition all fall camp. 4 different guys. Did they change gears at all? Down 35. Not going to. Sticking with MJ Morris. This is impressive for Virginia. Up 35-0. I walked away from our meetings thinking that this is a Coastal team that feels good about their roster. Tim Beck said, I mean, it's the deepest roster that he's had during his time at Coastal Carolina. So Virginia sending a message through just over 2 quarters.
2 true freshman tailbacks on either side of Morris. Nicely. Nowhere to go. Absolutely nowhere to go. He'll lose 4. Landon Danley on the stop. Mentioned earlier how Cam Robinson is out, so Landon Danley, it's kind of like Danley brings the athleticism, and then Trey McDonald, the other linebacker who would fill in, brings the I don't know if it's the smarts or the veteran presence.
Yep. Brings the experience. One guy's the young guy. Danley, that is, trying to find his way in this offense, or this defense. But if Robinson's out for a few weeks, this is a big half of football for those guys to get acclimated to real-life football.
Virginia brings a little bit of pressure. It's picked up. But a nice job defensively by Jordan Robinson. Another one of those transfers. 7 defensive backs transferred to Virginia in the offseason, including Robinson, who came in from Cincinnati.
Most of which in the spring window, so you didn't have them for spring ball. So fall camp was huge, getting those guys on the same page. And they've tackled well. That's one thing. Sometimes when you're facing an air raid offense, air raid creates space and creates windows. There's been very limited yards after catch for this Coastal Carolina offense. Credit the Virginia defense.
3rd and 11. Morris to throw. As a receiver, that's a first down. Cameron Wright brings it in. They'll move the sticks.
Nice little circus route up there. Break it inside, then you work vertical, then outside. Good timing. Ball's flying off of MJ Morris's hands there.
Now he's into a little bit of a rhythm here. Ooh, big hit. Catch made by Colton Hinton. Maddox Marcellus, like Marcellus Wallace, out there on the edge.
He's the one linebacker we didn't really talk about in our meetings. Adding even more depth to that group.
On the ground, up the middle. Simpkins bangs his way forward for another first down. It's 2 first downs in a row for Coastal. They were 0 for 8 at the start of this drive, and they've converted to move the chains. Again to Hinton, this time turns it inside. Takes some abuse, but picks up a couple. Hinton transferred it to Furman.
Going into this game, too, Coastal Carolina, they love their matchup offensive line-wise. It's the strength of not only their offense, but their team. Drew Hollings said, their new offensive coordinator, said it was a big reason why he took the job. Sometimes when you're the new man on the scene, it's hard to piece together an offensive line. A lot of familiar guys there. That was a strength coming in. They haven't been able to open up the run game much.
Morris design quarterback draw. Loses his helmet, so he'll have to go out for a play. He gets the ball into Virginia territory. Mitchell Melton on the stop. Transfer defensive end from Ohio State. So Morris will have to head out. And Tad Hudson started the bowl game last year for Coastal Carolina in the game.
Critical moment, too. 3rd down. Have to think it's 4-down territory. You know you have an extra down. Do you take a shot?
Jalen John in motion. Hudson looking to throw. Batted in the air, incomplete. Corey Costner defending on the play, the freshman from Baltimore.
Tight coverage all the way. He's trying to sit at the sticks. Costner knows that inside and out. Oh, the backup quarterback life. In one play, out the next.
Now Morris back in on 4th down and 5.
Really hard to point to where they're going on. Got to have it down. Haven't had tons of success with any of the matchups.
Morris completes in a really tight window. Finds Eli Aragon. How he got that one in. Perfectly thrown.
It's a good job throwing it towards the sideline. Low, too, out of harm's way.
Jalen John up the middle. Powers his way for about 4. The transfer from UMass.
This is a good drive right here. We're stacking up the plays. Virginia's mindset is just don't give up the big play.
11th play of this drive, too. It's methodical. Staying with John in the backfield with Morris. John's fresh and he's running like it.
Really one of the first broken tackles we see, too. Jalen John breaks to that second level. It's him on a corner. It's a tough matchup. Picks up the first down, and you said it, now into their 12th play of this drive. It's hard to string these together at any level of football, especially in college football, and especially in week 1. Can they keep it rolling without penalizing themselves or making a mistake? We've seen some high snaps.
The freshman nicely spells John. Morris rolling to the right, looks back to his left. Flag down as he throws incomplete.
Holding. Offense number 57. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Got some fresh batteries in Darryl DeBerry's microphone. Zach Elam on the call.
Yeah, they're going to get the center right here in the middle. It's a half roll right. It's called tight end sleeper. Half roll right, then work the tight end going back left. Yeah.
Morris to throw. Washington. He's elusive if he gets free. Picks up some of the yardage lost back.
He's a guy's name we haven't called today, Robbie Washington. They love him too. Electric in the slot. So you open up the dictionary of what a slot receiver looks like. It's Robbie Washington. Custom made for this air raid offense. They got to find a way to feature him more, whether it's screen game, whether it's stuff over the middle. Electric, get the ball in his hands.
He transferred in from Miami. He's from Miami. He's got that sensibility about him. 2nd and 15. Morris has time, trying to get it to Washington. He does inside the 10. Forced out at the 8. It'll be 1st and goal for Coastal.
Virginia unlocks something with Cam Ross. Maybe Coastal can do the same thing with Robbie Washington. Screen on one play, come right back with a little wheel route down the sideline. Excellent throw right there by MJ Morris, hanging in the pocket. And credit Drew Hollingshead's offense right here. This is tough. You're down 35 points. You're working up on a 15-play drive, just marching down the field.
OC Drew Hollingshead will bring in 2 backs, Simpkins and Edwards, the freshman. Simpkins, the carry. Rolls inside the 5 and scores.
What a drive by Coastal Carolina. I said it, you're down 35 points in this game. Nothing's going your way. Do you get gritty? Or do you start pointing the finger? This squad's getting gritty, running right behind their big offensive line, who they love, getting a bunch of different playmakers involved, and Simpkins is the guy to top it all off.
A fruit day with the PAT.
Work offensive-wise, finally unlocked it there. He's got to be proud of that drive, though. There's not a lot of teams down in a game like this. Nothing's going your way. You're on the road, playing a Power 4 team to dig in and put together a drive like that.
We got Charleston Southern and East Carolina, their next 2 before going into Sun Belt play, opening up at South Alabama. Ross on the return. Watch out. He's got great speed. He's got the kicker beat. What a night for Cam Ross. Welcome to Charlottesville, young man.
I have it in all caps on my board from our conference call with the coaches. This guy will emerge. They're talking about Cam Ross. They have to be so fired up about what he's brought to the park today. I thought the receiver contributions were enough, getting it done in their return game. Virginia has found themselves a weapon.
Bettridge again, and Virginia gets those 7 points right back in a hurry. A little smile.
Little smirk.
Yeah.
Little smirk. This was easy. This is a team effort, too. This is right up the gut, find a lane, and then just outrun the poor kicker. No need to even put the ball in the opposite arm. I'll see you, Pater.
And that was over almost after it started, right after it started for Ross. What a night. Got that kickoff return for a touchdown. 7 catches for 124 yards and a score.
They've been to all 3 phases, too. Special teams, you get a touchdown and a block punt in one game. Be fired up about that on Monday. It's also when you have over, like we talked about in the open, over 50 new guys on this roster for all 3 phases to show out so far. That's one way to glue a team together.
First ACC Network women's soccer and volleyball doubleheader of the fall. That's Thursday night. Coverage begins on the pitch at 6 Eastern. That's 13 Virginia, number 13 Virginia. They host number 9 Penn State over at Klockner. It's about a mile and a half away from us here. Then to the hardwood, number 10 SMU hosting Washington in the Mustangs home opener. Both are available not only watching it on the ACC Network, but streaming live on the new ESPN app. The only Cavalier that might be a little bit disappointed with that return is Danny Kalin, the backup quarterback. His first play, he had to hand off to somebody else to score, and then he's getting all warmed up, ready to go. Now he's got to wait for another Coastal series to end.
And he probably doesn't get the benefit, too, of throwing to Cam Ross anymore. I'm sure that
might be it.
That might be it for his go-to playmaker.
Malik Mega getting involved. First time we've called his name, the Canadian for Coastal Carolina.
Your MJ Morris just got to stay at it. Do exactly what you did the drive before.
That's exactly what he's doing, finding receivers open. Chanticleer's picking off yards. Cameron Wright, 10 yards, another first down. Simpkins squirts his way through the hole for a couple. Fisher K-Mac on the stop.
Man, the interior of this defensive line for Virginia has been stout. Got Jameer Carter at one defensive tackle, a little bit of a battle at the other defensive tackle, a little bit of a surprise battle there in a good way. You had more depth than you may have thought between Osborne and Hammond, Britton as well. Again, if you're asking, hey, why does Tony Elliott feel better Week 1 2025 and Week 1 2024, the depth of both the offensive and defensive lines.
Morris to throw, has good protection. As a receiver, look at him put a little zip on that ball. Mega again on the catch downfield.
It's an excellent job working through your progressions. If you're MJ Morris, starts his eyes on the left, works all the way back to his third or fourth progression on a curl route, sitting in the vacated zone. Tim Beck's got to like that sight.
Simpkins. And a hole outside. He bounces it there, lowers his shoulder, picks up 4 or 5.
These corners for Virginia have tackled well all day, too. Donovan Platt there. That was a big question going into today's game, is how would that group gel together? Drew Hollingshead's had a tough night dealing with that secondary.
Working on something to build on, though, here at the end of this third quarter. Final 2 minutes. Morris again to throw, pump fakes. Doesn't have a receiver open, has to get rid of it, and does. As he gets leveled by James Jackson.
I think right there they were trying to set up a pump and go, fake the bubble screen, and then release on a go route, but I don't think Brooks Johnson ran the route until he realized, oh, I got to get out there.
Ball deflected and incomplete. Daniel Rickert got a hand on it. 4th down and 6. Offense stays on the field. Clock is running for some reason. Now Darryl DeBerry sees it. They're going to straighten this out.
Game clock operator, please set the game clock to 1 minute and 32 seconds. 1-3-2.
Fourth and 6. Morris and the Shots will look to keep this drive alive. Virginia showing pressure. They bring 5. Morris gets rid of it, and it goes incomplete. Receiver was losing his footing on the outcut.
You said it, Chris. A lot of new faces in that secondary, but man, credit Virginia. Their defensive coordinator, John Rudzinski, he's got these guys dialed.
Game.
The city game, baby. We
That's what
gotta
they call
revise
it.
that name, though. It's got to be like Battle for the
Steel
Primanti's Trophy or something.
Something steel related. The steel shank or something.
Yeah.
Cold rolled steel.
City game could be anywhere.
Any city.
Not every city has two main universities,
Right.
basically, literally right next to each other.
Pittsburgh's a special city. Now we get a chance to see Daniel Kalen at the helm, number 10 in orange. He's transferred out of Nebraska.
They're excited about him. They went to the portal this offseason, and obviously Chandler Morris got all the news, rightfully so, super productive at North Texas. But they said, hey, we want an established older guy that's played a lot of football and a younger guy we're excited about as well. That's been Daniel Kalen.
Noah Vaughn moves the sticks for the Cavaliers. It should be the final play of this third quarter.
I thought it was very telling. Midway through fall camp, Tony Elliott, in his post-practice presser, made the comment that Daniel Kalen has earned the right to play. To say that about your backup quarterback, middle of camp, when you have another quarterback who everyone's focused on, shows you the confidence they have in him.
Virginia may run another one before we get that final whistle, and they do. Kalen fakes the pitch, now throws it out to his tailback, who drops it. Vaughn couldn't hang on.
That's one of those throws, as a dude who myself was a backup quarterback most of my college career, you're so excited. Feet get going a million miles an hour, and you just don't get your base all the way out there. That's actually something they were focused on coaching him during fall camp. A little bit of that happy feet, meaning sometimes you get choppy, settle your feet down, trust your eyes, go through your reads, get it out there, and make that an easy throw.
Now with the incomplete pass, we'll get one more play here in the third quarter. Kalen on the out pattern. Pass complete. And that'll wrap things up.
No question. We were planning on playing Danny the next drive anyway. I hate that Chandler. That's just who he is, right? He's a competitor. He knows he should have went down. Doesn't look like it's too bad. We're going to be precautionary, let Danny finish out this game. But I thought defense did a good job coming out first play, setting up the touchdown. Got a little bit leaky on defense there with a couple of subs in there. But hey, the standard doesn't change. We got to go finish.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Appreciate you, Coach. Kendra Douglas on the sideline. Max Brown, Chris Cotter with you up here in the booth. Start of this fourth quarter. You got the chance to see Danny Kalen at the helm. Chandler Morris, if you're just joining us, went out with an injury, scrambling. And a really nice run, getting the ball inside the red zone in that third quarter. Walked off under his own power. Vaughn moves the sticks on fourth down. Kalen, a completely different look than Chandler Morris, though, right? I mean, Morris is 6 feet tall, uses his legs, his quick feet, and Kalen is 6'3", 219 pounds from Elkhorn, Nebraska.
Yeah, different mold, valuable quarter. Real life reps. It's totally different. You know, practice is one thing, and then the second you get in the game, you realize, all right, this is the speed of what real life football looks like. Then when you go back to the practice field, things have a tendency to slow down, makes it easier, and allows you to level up your game.
Kalen rolls. Throws this one out of bounds. He didn't have a receiver trying to hit Tyler Coleman down the field, but he wasn't open.
Thought that temperament from Tony Elliott, too, with Kendra at the break. Promising, right, that was your head coach's reaction to Chandler Morris. But noteworthy, too, next week they have NC State. So when a lot of schools are maybe playing two easier opponents back-to-back, his status and obviously this quarter for Kalen, if he has to go next week, is vital from a growth standpoint.
A huge game on the road, ACC game early on. Whaley puts his foot in the ground, gets upfield. We'll bring up third and about 3. to Whaley. Pushes his way forward for a first down. You know, football workouts, you're only supposed to do, you know, Olympic lifts and whatnot, like arms. Strength coaches don't want you to do arms.
No biceps allowed?
No. Whaley is doing arms like 4 days a week on his own. He's like sneaking around, sneaking into the gym, doing some curls.
He's like one of those running backs that you hear about, like Saquon Barkley, where like they make him stop lifting, like stop continuing
right.
to squat because we don't want you to get so big.
It's getting out of control. Kalen to throw, goes through his progressions. Now he has a receiver open. Down near the 15, connects with Dylan Newton-Short. One of a trio of true freshman receivers we thought we might see tonight.
Yeah, they like a few of these young guys deep at the receiver unit. We talked about it a few times tonight. We knew they had depth. We knew they had guys they liked. Who was going to be that guy that emerged? Cam Ross is certainly that for any Virginia fans watching. But they got a group that they like. It's a good job by Kalen working through his progressions on that last play.
Kalen throwing to the end zone. Ball knocked away before Newton-Short was able to squeeze it. Good job on the defensive end. Miles Moo Young again.
Was a great play by Moo Young. Elevator buddy.
Yep, we'll see Troy at the rooftop bar at the hotel a little bit later. Share some stories of Miles' night. Better things are ahead for Coastal, that's for sure. We mentioned a couple of games before dipping right into Sun Belt Conference play at South Alabama, then at Old Dominion. Their first 2 conference games. Vaughn. Initial tackle missed. Shane Bruce couldn't bring him down, but he had teammates to help. Third down.
It's been impressive by Virginia. Again, this is a Coastal team that came in here thinking that they're going to compete. This was not a, oh, we'll see how it goes. We're not sure about our matchups. Virginia's taking it to them. All these phases, run game, pass game, getting a bunch of different guys involved, leaning on this offensive line.
14 plays on this drive, too. Receiver just turned around at the right moment, timing a little bit off. Dakota Twitty was the intended receiver.
I've been there before. Sometimes you get moving so fast because you're playing in a real-life game and you go through progressions almost too quickly, trying to anticipate, because that's what your coach has been hammering in your brain all training camp. He could have waited just to wait for your receiver to come around, get that completion, but the right read, and he's operating the pass game.
Bettridge in from 32. Good snap, good hold. And the senior from Miami splits the uprights. Wahoo's big night continues, 45-7 early in the 4th. Header on the ACC network. As Virginia is 11 minutes and 13 seconds away from wrapping this one up 45-7. As the kick sails out of the back of the end zone. We showed you some scores from around the league earlier. Got Clemson coming in preseason number 4 in the AP poll. Playing right now over on ABC, tied at 3 apiece against LSU. Miami at 10. SMU, after the huge year last year, comes in at 16. And then I think it's just as interesting that you've got this group of teams down here all receiving votes and kind of angling their way early in the season. Tech with a big win at Colorado. Florida State with a huge win earlier today against Alabama.
That tier is the most fascinating thing to me about the ACC. Which of those teams emerged? Georgia Tech showed well last night. Florida State, obviously, huge message today. Pitt did their thing. That's going to be a competitive group that all thinks they should be contending for a title.
Yes, Louisville, no problems today as well. And then this Virginia team. Flag down on the play.
Holding. Offense number 1. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Robbie Washington, the guilty party. Coastal still going with MJ Morris.
You said it earlier, though. Mike Norvell and Florida State, man. What a way to, I mean, I'm happy for Tony Elliott in this game, getting on the right track for 2025 and getting on a promising path, but man, Florida State needed that.
Needed in a big way, and that could really jumpstart, will really jumpstart their season. Sure, the Huddle crew will have a lot more on that game and all these games today, following the fourth and final game of our quadruple header.
Be fun too with all this transfer portal movement, so many new faces, guys flying all over. These rosters, I mean, it's one thing for us talking heads to try to guess and anticipate about how teams are going to look and all that, but it's a totally different beast than where it was 7 years ago, because a lot of this is a guessing game.
Yeah.
You truly don't know how these guys are going to come together.
61 new players this year for Coastal Carolina, including freshmen and transfers. 61 new players. Jackson on the tackle as soon as the play was made by Javon Edwards.
There has been nothing easy for Coastal Carolina. Their one drive that had 7 points, it took them 14 plays to get there. You got to be super proud of your bunch if you're John Rudzinski, Virginia's defensive coordinator. A lot of new faces, same scheme, a lot of new faces. Nothing easy.
3rd and 13 as we tick under 10 minutes to play. Virginia brings 5 again, straight up the middle. Picked up in the last second. Not well enough, though. Morris is dropped at the 15. Maddox Marcellus has been merciless tonight.
Really has been. You've seen him flying sideline to sideline right there, getting it done pass rush wise. But that's really the entire defensive line just closing in on MJ Morris. Not give him anywhere to go with that football. 3rd and long, hard situation for any QB.
As suspected, Cam Ross's night is most likely finished. Cameron Courtney back to return this punt. Almost blocked again. They got one in the first half. Courtney comes up, doesn't make the play. Now the ball is loose. Still loose on the sideline. Waiting the referee signal. And it'll stay with Virginia. We'll take a quick break. Midway through this 4th quarter. Coastal, and now she's here at Virginia. And nutrition becoming such a huge part of what these programs are doing right now. She has a very important role.
Coach Beck was like, can we give some like bad chicken or something, a pregame meal, or hey, might not pay for your wedding.
As a nutritionist, she would have a lot of influence on how teams feel and prepare for a game. Haley on the right. I don't want her to come up here and see what we're eating here in the booth.
Oh, we got some good stuff.
She would be appalled.
Nah, we got some Uncrustables. We're living life large up here. Uncrustables' entire business, I feel like, has to be college football. Between locker rooms and broadcast booths.
Consumption is massive.
And NFL locker rooms. Cool story. We were talking to Tony Elliott yesterday, too. He was saying before he got hired, the plan was to have the cafeteria where the players ate across the street, not in downstairs area of the facility, the actual building where the meetings are at and whatnot. And he's like, nah, we need these guys hanging out together, being around each other, having meals together. It's got to be built downstairs. And so they adjusted the remodel plans to have it go down there.
Whaley. Nice job in the open field. He was brought down by Miles Bouyoung.
Called his name a few times. Didn't really call some of the other. They were excited about their defensive ends and the pressure that they could create there. Shane Bruce called it a couple times in the middle, but this Virginia offense, for the most part, hasn't allowed those defensive playmakers for Coastal Carolina to really show up.
Bettridge back on, 41 yards. And he hits it. Bettridge has had a good night. Just missed that one field goal in the first quarter by about a yard from 52 out. Another report from studio coming up. They'll keep you up to date on all things happening ACC. Thank you, Kels. Looking to wrap up a huge weekend here for the ACC. Actually, won't wrap up until Monday night, though. You got North Carolina and TCU finishing it all up. Chandler Morris is on the bench. Got banged up a little bit in that third quarter. You can see he's holding that left shoulder. There might be some ice underneath that jacket he's wearing.
Yeah, first that was shoulder, then that was head. Don't want to speculate. Obviously, ice in the shoulders. That's obviously a factor in some regard, but that was promising. That Tony Elliott with Kendra earlier said looks like it's not a huge deal when it looked like it could be in real time.
Nicely on the left side.
That Monday night game, UNC, it's Chandler Morris' old squad, TCU. Josh Hoover, the quarterback that they were battling it out there. He got injured. Hoover got the job. Quarterback that a lot of people are excited about across the country, and big reason why Chandler Morris is wearing a UVA uniform.
Think about Chandler Morris coming out of high school in Highland Park, Dallas. Morris, MJ Morris gets the completion. That's a nice completion down the sideline. Goes Carmelo English. Got a flag, though. Let's check the marker. Continue to see Chandler Morris.
Holding. Offense number 14. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
So he originally commits to Arkansas, where his dad, Chad, was the head coach. Then Chad is no longer there, so he says, okay, now I'm going to go to Oklahoma. Then TCU, then North Texas, then Virginia. Are all his friends in North Highland like walking around with swag from all these schools? Did he just like hand it out? Hey man, I got some Oklahoma stuff. You want some of this stuff?
The goodwill and the local goodwill in all those communities got hooked up with some swag, especially now in the NIL era and the arms race of you know, the different sweatshirts and all the things you're getting. I'm sure that he got hooked up.
Nice job along the right. Status. I mean,
coaches are creatures of habit, though. They might have, like, you know, a couple polos. The guys, you couldn't get enough sweatpants and hoodies.
Nice job defensively right at the last second, knocked away. Montino Williams, I should say. Safety knocking that one away.
Remember when I transferred from USC to Pitt, I dropped off my USC stuff at Goodwill. And then my buddies there were sending me pictures 6 months later of random people walking around campus with number 4 stuff on the back of their collar.
Josiah Abdullah now back to return this kick. Corral it at his 26, bounces it outside. It's a nice return out to the 40. If you're just joining us today and you're wondering why we just showed you Chandler Morris on the sideline, it was on this hit in the third quarter. I think he could have slid it about the 15. He decided to try and get into the end zone. He was banged up, came off under his own power, so that's the good news.
Yeah, it was one of those things. It was incredible pocket mobility. Really the first time he broke loose, ran past someone, you could tell he was feeling himself a little bit, be like, I'm going to give that extra shoulder. And reality hit him back. But what a night. I mean, started 1 for 4 and then was lights out after that. And walking away, the whole team's walking away knowing who their #1 receiver is too, and Cam Ross. He had a big night.
Kalen put that one on the money. Unfortunately, John Rogers couldn't bring it in.
And they really like John Rogers too. Tony Elliott made multiple comments during fall camp of the importance of the tight end position in this offense. Allows him to be versatile in the run game. John Rogers might have the greatest upside of any of the tight ends on their roster.
Now lining up in the backfield. It's Davis Lane Jr. on the carry. Gets maybe a couple. Get some of these players that have worked hard all summer long, toiling in the heat here in Charlottesville, an opportunity in game 1 to get some reps.
Virginia's still playing ball. They know how valuable these reps are, allowing Kalen to operate.
Empty backfield for Kalen. Steps up into the pocket just behind his receiver. Couldn't hook up with Rodgers again. This time that one was on Kalen.
Yeah, it's back-to-back third downs and just the timing being slightly off. Just a hair early in that case, maybe just a hair inaccurate, but they're at least allowing him to throw if he has to go next week.
ACC opener, as we mentioned before, for Virginia at NC State next week. Opener for both those squads. Good punt here from Sparks. Driving Graves all the way back to his 5 where he makes the catch.
Oh, he's fired up.
Yeah, that's actually Elijah Slybeck. That's Slybeck. That's a backup punter. That's a hell of a punt.
He does not subscribe to act like you've been there before. But I respect it. Got to celebrate all. Hard to project, hey, what are going to be easy games? What are games you got to gear up? Feels like a lot of those teams are clogged right in the same bracket.
That's why every win in that group is huge, and why next week on the road at NC State is massive.
Totally. An NC State squad that game was close, a lot closer than I think they had hoped.
Cameron Wright on the reception, pick up a 5 yards. Ray and Townsend in the game now at tailback. Morris will fake to him outside to the other side. Catch made by Malcolm Gilly, and they'll move the sticks.
Got some movement in the second half with those quick, call them now routes, now screens, where you're just throwing it out there and it's simple numbers. Can you block the DBs ahead of you and break your receiver free? It's an extension of the run game in this air raid offense. Here it is again. Tackle by Josiah Persinger. One of those true freshmen they're really excited about at the cornerback position with all the transfers coming in. Persinger's also a new face, but a true freshman who's really come along this fall camp.
Townsend again on the carry. We're going to head to ACC Network Extra for the remainder of this game. We've got East Texas A&M and SMU coming up next on the ACC Network, so we'll send you to that game.
Rule on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. First down, Virginia.
Now we're on ACC Network Extra. Final 2 minutes and 10 seconds from Charlottesville. Fumble on the play recovered by Kevon Gray for Virginia.
Yeah, look at Virginia just got a mitten there. Yeah, nice job there. Terrell Jones, the defensive tackle spot, working through there, then getting his big left paw out. It's the left arm of the running back and causes a fumble.
Whaley on the carry, transfer from Wyoming. And that'll take us to the 2-minute timeout.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
Why not hang around until the very end? A glorious win if you're a Virginia fan here at Scott Stadium. Boone Lord is now in at quarterback for Virginia. He'll hand it off to Vaughn. Gonna dance his way to daylight. Won't get much. It'll bring up third down. Big weekend in the ACC continues. Mentioned some of the games in the type.
With a lot of these high-flying offenses, that's not who the Yellow Jackets are going to be. I thought they showed out well. Got a tough road win last night.
Yeah, and they've got Clemson coming up in a couple of weeks. So certainly keep an eye on that one.
They're a very popular pick of, teams that you weren't necessarily talking about in the playoff picture a year ago that could pop and make it this year.
Their schedule is not quite as difficult as it was last year when it was absolutely brutal. So they
felt like that scheme at Florida State with that new offensive coordinator getting away from Boston College, which was much more of a pro-style scheme, just fits him better. Right fit. That was a surprise win for sure, but Castellanos had talent, so that part doesn't surprise me that he had a successful day both on the air and ground.
And on fourth down, the snap goes awry. It'll be a turnover on downs. With just 22 ticks remaining.
Boone Lord there from Brentwood, California. Got to represent the West Coasters. Good to see him getting reps.
Ton of Miami kids in this game. Not many from Southern California that we've seen so far. And that should do it. What a debut for Chandler Morris. Got nicked up there in the third quarter. Had to exit the game, but while he was in there, it certainly gave these fans here at Scott Stadium something to get excited about for the remainder of the season.
Yeah, if you're Tony Elliott, that's exactly what you ordered. All three phases of the game. Offense started slow, but then was sharp at the end. You find out Cam Ross is an absolute playmaker. Defense was lights out, and a few big-time special teams plays.
Our